Don't forget to switch on. When it's red, it's on.
Because it's counting. You can see the.
Yeah, it's on. It must be like this. No?
Thank you. May I request everyone to please take their seats. Choir that kept us University of South Africa. Another round of applause for this choir. Demonstrate the rich heritage of our month of September, the Heritage Month. Welcoming the entrance to this of the Republic of South Africa. Let's please welcome the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, together with the leaders of the delegation from BRICS member countries. May we all be seated. Thank you very much. My name is Xolile George. I'm the Secretary to Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Paul Mashatile, the Speaker of the National Assembly of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Your Excellencies, leaders and heads of delegations from member BRICS parliaments, heads of delegations from members who would be members of BRICS, the observers who are present here, the former Speaker of the National Assembly of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa and former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Her Excellency, Madam Balagambete, the speakers from various countries who are present here to honor this august occasion, the 9th Forum of BRICS Parliamentary Forum held in South Africa, the members of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, the speakers of provincial legislatures present here, the leadership of organized local government present here, the heads of missions, ambassadors who are present here, guests of honor who are present here, you are all welcome into this august occasion, the first segment of the opening of the BRICS Parliamentary Forum. It is my singular honor to welcome you and also request that we all rise for the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa. I would invite the choir to lead us in the singing of the national anthem. Thank you very much. This is the choir from the University of South Africa. As you will see how they are dressed up, exhibiting the rich tapestry of our cultures and traditions, particularly in a month that as a country, we are celebrating the heritage of our being as a country. So thank you very much. Your Excellencies, honorable guests present here, it is my singular honor to invite the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa to welcome you all, Madam Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula.
Thank you very much, Program Director, the Secretary to Parliament. The Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency, Mr. Paul Mashatile, the former Deputy President of the Republic and Speaker of the National Assembly, Ms. Baleka Mbete, Ndate Masondo, Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, and your Deputy, Ms. Lucas, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Lechisa, the Speaker of the Ekurhuleni Metro Council, Councillor Ntabiseng Chivenga, who is hosting us in this area, honorable presiding officers and representatives of BRICS parliaments, dear honorable members, distinguished guests. It is, I must say, with immense pleasure and honor that I welcome each one of you to the beautiful city of Johannesburg on this momentous occasion of the 9th BRICS. This gathering is a significant milestone in our pursuit of cooperation, progress, and shared prosperity amongst our various peoples within the BRICS partnership. The coming together of BRICS nations and African partners highlights the importance of multilateralism in addressing global challenges, exchanging ideas, and building consensus in an interconnected world. We also extend a special welcome to the delegation from countries that have become new members in waiting after they were recently admitted to the BRICS family of nations. We are delighted to have the Chamber of Deputies and Senate of the Argentine Republic, the House of Representatives and Senate of the Arab Republic of Egypt, the House of People's Representatives and House of the Federation of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Parliament of Iran, the Shura Council of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the Federal National Council of the United Arab Emirates as valuable new members of this esteemed forum. Your participation signifies the growing importance and expanding reach of BRICS. We eagerly look forward to forging stronger bonds of partnership and collaboration with each of your nations. Honorable members, I equally welcome all speakers, chairpersons, members of parliament who are here coming from outside of the Republic of South Africa. I have already noted the Speaker of Namibia, the Speaker of Mozambique, and I'm very excited about it that you have joined us this morning. The venue that has been selected for this assembly, the Emperor's Palace, holds a very significant place in the history of our country. This was formerly known as the World Trade Center. It was the designated venue that hosted the historic negotiations for building a democratic South Africa, negotiations between the then apartheid regime and the representatives of the liberation movement. So the negotiations which were here paved the way for the first democratic general elections in South Africa. So it is not by default that we decided to come here. We felt that hosting this forum would be this place would be a very significant development for us to meet here. As we gather today under the theme of harnessing multilateralism and parliamentary diplomacy to deepen BRICS and Africa partnership for accelerated implementation of the Africa Free Trade Agreement, we embark on a crucial journey towards leveraging multilateral cooperation to achieve our shared goals. The South African Parliament takes immense pride in hosting this meeting and contributing to the strengthening of the BRICS Parliamentary Forum as an influential and respected voice in the global arena. We believe that this platform can serve as a catalyst for inclusive growth and development that meets the diverse needs of our nations. This, Deputy President, serves as a valuable platform for coordination and consultation on matters of global significance. We understand the importance of consolidating our efforts and aligning our positions to effectively address the challenges faced by our nations. By organizing this forum in a manner that facilitates robust follow-up on BRICS summit resolutions, we can ensure that our collective voice resonates powerfully on the international stage. Let us therefore seize the opportunity to deliberate on key issues, exchange perspectives, and develop common positions that command attention and influence. So in today's ever-evolving world, the need for collaboration and unity has never been more apparent. By working together, by sharing our skills and capabilities, we possess the potential to pioneer new frontiers and make a profound impact on global growth and sustainable development. As you are aware, Deputy President, the collaborative efforts of Parliament can play an important role in ensuring public participation, oversight of the executive, and most importantly, in encouraging multilateralism, democracy, as well as fostering peace and stability amongst nations of the world. We've seen the value of this collaborative capacity with the establishment of the Task Force of Speakers of Parliament by the IPU to assist in bringing about an end to a conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And Deputy President, I am happy to welcome here the chairperson of that task force, Dr. Ali from United Emirates is here. Dr. Ali is deputized by Professor Kachavivi from Namibia, who is the Speaker of Namibia and is also here with us. Furthermore, as representatives of our nations, it is our duty to move beyond expressions of solidarity and transform them into concrete actions that foster inclusion and mutually beneficial economic cooperation. This meeting serves as a reminder of the collective responsibility we bear towards our people, their aspirations, and their well-being. By embracing the spirit of collaboration, empathy, and mutual respect, we can build bridges that transcend borders and bring us closer to the sustainable and inclusive future. We express our heartfelt gratitude to every one of you for gracing us with your presence and for your wavering commitment to the ideals of BRICS. Your wisdom, insights, and dedication form the backbone of our collaborative endeavors. I believe that through constructive dialogue, sincere collaboration, and united efforts, we can pave the way for a better Africa and a better world. I earlier on did say that we have the former speaker and the former deputy president. I can assure you that she's one of the people who have been pushing and saying, where is the memorandum of understanding which was agreed upon by the BRICS Parliamentary Forum? And hopefully, Speaker, today you will hear, and tomorrow, discussions around that matter, and hopefully this is a forum, this is one time when this matter will be concluded. As founder members of the Memorandum of Understanding, I'm sure you're looking forward to us finally adopting the forum. Allow me to formally introduce and invite to you our Deputy President of the Republic, but may I say, first and foremost, he is the Deputy President of the African National Congress, a ruling party in this country. And next then, he is His Excellency, as by virtue of being the Deputy President of the Republic. He will be giving a keynote address for the day and will officially open the assembly. May this meeting be an inspiring moment in our journey as we collectively navigate towards a future of shared prosperity, sustainable development, and enhanced cooperation. I thank you, Program Director. Deputy President.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Program Director, Secretary to Parliament, Mr. Tolile George, Your Excellency Menosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, Speaker of the National Assembly of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Your Excellency Ntatele Chisat Senoli, Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Chairperson of the NCOP, Ntate Amos Masondo, of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Deputy Chairperson of the NCOP, Mayor Sylvia Lucas, of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Your Excellency, Baleka Mbete, former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa and former Speaker of the National Assembly of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. Your Excellency, Mr. Sostin Cavalcanti, Vice President, Chamber of Deputies of the Federal Republic of Brazil. Your Excellency, Mr. Harivanash Narayan Singh, Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Republic of India. Your Excellency, Mr. Peng Chingwa, Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China. Your Excellency, Dr. Hanif Ali Gebali, Speaker of the Egyptian House of Representatives. Your Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Baha Kalibaf, President of Majal Sorai Islamic Republic of Iran. Your Excellencies, Speakers, Honorable People's Tribunes from the BRICS Member States, ambassadors, business leaders, esteemed guests. I would like to welcome you to the 9th BRICS Parliamentary Forum. It has been a long, challenging and exciting road since the historical inauguration meeting held in the Russian Federation in June of 2015. Since then, this forum has grown from strength to strength, reflecting both the hard work of the collective leadership of BRICS member states and, without doubt, the overwhelming desire amongst the peoples of the world to evolve a just world order which serves not just as just a few, but also and especially the wretched of the earth. Congratulations to the new partners, our valued partners, the Argentine Republic, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. We trust that you will invigorate this promising intergovernmental organization. From 2015 to date, the BRICS Parliamentary Forum has identified many issues which require continuous discussion, refinement, and programmatic plans of action to better serve the wretched of the earth. And these issues range, amongst others, from the following: the sacrosanct role of the United Nations.
Будем стараться служить нашему народу в соответствии с теми принципами, которыми руководит ООН.
Okay, there was a glitch there. It will be attended to.
Прошу прощения. Я помню про регламент.
These issues range from, amongst others, the sacrosanct role of the United Nations in international affairs and the consolidation of the multilateral structures, the reform of the Security Council, and the fairness of the international legal system, the transition to a multipolar world and deepening economic globalization, exploring new trade and investment prospects, the promotion of international peace and security, shared economic growth, cooperation and mutual beneficial interaction amongst the peoples of the world, undergirded by a continuous dialogue among and between the world cultures and civilization for the cross-pollination of knowledge and perspectives for the benefit of humanity. Deepening cooperation in multiplicity of fields, including the promotion of cooperation in research, education, healthcare, environmental protection, sport, but particularly with the focus on youth. Coordinating our macroeconomic policies, the reform of international monetary system, and the promotion of growth. Intensifying South-to-South and North-South dialogue. And last but not least, the creation of a permanent contact group within the BRICS Parliamentary Forum, which helps, amongst other things, to identify and guide our association of key evolving issues of international political economy, develop a long-term strategy for the forum. That have served on the agenda of this forum say about moving the world towards greater social justice of the earth are or become the African balance says. Parliamentary Forum, we recall that the parliamentary, the hour of the 70th of the occasion was the importance of this history. Some of our colleagues rightly appealed that we draw appropriate lessons for every people. This is true for the developing South, in as much as it is the case for the developed North. For the African continent, as with parts of the developing world, the quest to be somebody has been an act of resistance and defiance since at least the advent of the Atlantic slave trade. In addition to the heroic anti-colonial and apartheid struggles, this led to the 1955 Bandung Conference and the formation of the non-aligned movement in 1961. A consistent thread has been the need and wisdom for political, economic cooperation amongst the developing countries. This is how President Julius Nyerere of Tanzania put the matter when he addressed the opening of the preparatory meeting of the non-aligned movement in Dar es Salaam on the 13th of April in 1970, and he said the following: "The fact is that our political interdependence or independence depend upon the degree of our economic independence, as well as the nature of our economic development, depending upon our political independence. These things are interlinked in the modern world. And because of that interdependence, our economic relationships with one another and individually with the great powers of the world are matters with which the non-aligned conference must be concerned." Close quote. Program Director, this underscores the importance of BRICS and the cooperation it has sought to promote since its founding. BRICS is one of the institutions that holds the possibility of taking forward much of the objectives of the non-aligned movement, and the South Commission, which President Nyerere ably led after his voluntary retirement from public office in 1985. There is no need to regale you with statistics about the global reach of BRICS in terms of its economy, the combined population of its member states relative to the rest of the world, and other interesting information which you know. This forum has the possibility to exert change on a global and unprecedented scale. For starters, BRICS has focused the imagination of the world population beyond the citizens of its member states. In and of itself, this is a good thing. However, we should not be surprised when this success factor attracts negative responses from some actors in the world, despite the fact that BRICS is not opposed to state parties or groups, but instead we seek peaceful and just world of equitable resource distribution. Program Director, the single most powerful instrument parliamentarians have at their disposal is their command of lawmaking. Through coordinated efforts, you can impact positively on more than a quarter of the world's population by introducing far-reaching progressive legislation and repealing the laws that do not improve the lives of the people. Some lessons from history in this regard must be useful. The 13th century Egyptian Chief Justice Khaldun insisted that law should be based on what he called social solidarity, which was a statement on the supremacy he placed on social cohesion. Kwame Nkrumah, on the other hand, was adamant that the teaching of law is totally incomplete if it is not accompanied by a background of economic, social, and political science, and even politics, science, and technology. He envisaged a law that is an expression of the political, economic, social conditions of the people and their aims for progress, as opposed to one that is based on a formalistic yardstick which completely disregards the material content of the law and measures justice or injustice solely by procedural rules. As BRICS parliamentarians who seek to change the world for the better, you have the possibility to usher in the social solidarity and development that Chief Justice Khaldun and President Nkrumah strove to achieve. However, legislative changes are neither enough nor sufficient to effect change. You require a capable, civic-minded, and ethical bureaucracy which has the capacity and commitment to drive the existing legislative framework to achieve these ends. The affair scene of the parliamentary vocation attests to the sociological truism that all societies are heterogeneous theaters in which differently disposed social actors battle to shape public affairs in their own image. To the extent that such intercourse will from time to time impact upon the institutions of BRICS as national, regional, and other interests, this forum in particular should guard its intellectual and political lines for their constructive management and resolution. Sometimes, Program Director, this may be interests from outside ourselves, intended to exhaust us in meaningless but tiresome distraction or otherwise pit us against each other, thus to take us completely off the rails so that we are unable to achieve our strategic objectives. Fortunately, I believe that the collective of BRICS members possesses the wisdom to rise above these machinations. Equally, fortunate is that BRICS member states have come together in this rising intergovernmental institution on shared perspective of development, to which the current global political and economic order continue to respond inadequately. Whatever difficulties we face in the future, President Nyerere may provide a useful guide. And he said, and I quote, "Development involves decisions about national and international political priorities and structures. It includes social questions and matters related to education, health, human dignity, and security, both personal and national. And it means adequate food, clothing, and shelter for the individual person. All these matters are inextricably mixed and are all encompassed in any definition of development which is meaningful to the human beings who are now suffering from lack of it." Close quote. Program Director, every country faces this consideration and challenges in its resource allocation and decision-making processes. Undoubtedly, this will find expression in your discussions about the 4 broad thematic areas of your agenda, namely climate change, energy security, and just transition of coal to hydrogen energy, multilateralism, peace, and security. In July 2014, BRICS established the new Development Bank and the BRICS Contingent Reserve Arrangement. It is increasingly clear that there are varying levels of capacity for project planning and development amongst member states. As with the executive, parliamentarians are challenged to explore how this challenge can be addressed. One way of addressing this is by identifying the broad range of skills that are required to address effective development at the scale and the pace required to accelerate the impact of BRICS in all the member states. This, amongst others, speaks to the technocratic capacity to which I referred earlier, and we should, in this regard, and in keeping with the tradition of cooperation amongst us, adopt the slogan of the Progressive Trade Union Movement, which says, "An injury to one is an injury to all." One suggestion you may want to ponder over is that we should immediately conduct a skills audit relative to the development imperative of each member state and bring together institutions of higher learning, amongst others, to respond to this challenge of skills. I would like to commend the BRICS Women Business Alliance and their efforts in organizing the BRICS-Africa Women's BRICS Alliance Trade Conference. Malibongwe. Program Director, as I conclude, let me emphasize that Africa is moving towards a single African market. All 54 countries have signed the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. We are well on our way to creating the world's largest free trade area, with 1.3 billion people and a gross domestic product of $3.4 trillion. The implementation of the African Continental Trade Area will improve intra-African trade, the continent's share and participation in global trade, stimulate and improve the economy, as well as contribute to lifting millions of people out of poverty. The continent's transport networks are largely unsatisfactory. Connect the continent's 5 regions, and those are maintained, at least to move Africa forward. As a continent, we look forward to engaging the implementation of the African win-win solution for all of us. And the BRICS Africa partnership and promote global order. And I want to for hosting this session. When lawmakers are there, we cannot.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, it is once more my singular honor and privilege to invite the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa to deliver a vote of thanks for this segment of the session.
Greetings, Paul Mashati, National Assembly, Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngagula, former Speaker of the National Assembly, Balega Mbete, and of course, former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. Your Excellencies, the presiding officers of the BRICS Parliaments and Assemblies, Your Excellencies, the presiding officers of BRICS Member States, Your Excellencies, the presiding officers of African regional parliaments, honorable members of BRICS Parliaments and Assemblies, Honorable Chief Whip of the National Assembly, Majodina, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Program Director, it is indeed an honor for me to take this opportunity to thank the keynote speaker, the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Paul Mashatile, for the address to the 9th BRICS Parliamentary Forum, which is held under the theme, Harnessing Multilateralism and Parliamentary Diplomacy to Deepen BRICS and Africa's Partnership for Accelerated Implementation of the African Continent Free Trade Agreement. On behalf of all the delegates and guests, I wish to express our greatest appreciation to the Deputy President for graciously honoring our invitation to deliver the keynote address to this August gathering. We thank him for inaugurating the meeting and providing a report on the outcomes of the 15th BRICS Heads of State Summit. We also express gratitude to the leadership of BRICS for ensuring that the priorities of 2023, the year of South Africa's chairship, are one, to develop a partnership towards an equitable, just transition, which is critical in the context of the increasing spate of natural disasters which have severe consequences for society. 2, to transform education and skills development for the future. 3, to unlock opportunities through the African Continental Free Trade Area. 4, to strengthen post-pandemic economic recovery. And 5, to strengthen multilateralism. The BRICS agenda for 2023 has paved the way for the BRICS parliaments as the custodian of the interests of the citizens to interrogate these matters further, in particular to determine how multilateralism and parliamentary diplomacy can deepen BRICS and African partnership to accelerate the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which seeks to increase socio-economic development, reduce poverty, and make Africa more competitive in the global economy. Program Director, multilateralism is the cornerstone for BRICS. The BRICS countries have shown greater resolve to pursue multilateralism with the aim of creating a fairer, peaceful, and secure world, consistent with the understanding that multilateralism is key to containing international rivalries. BRICS has expressed its commitment to multilateralism through upholding international law. It has also done so by, amongst other things, recognizing the central role of the United Nations in an international system in which sovereign states cooperate to maintain peace and security, advance sustainable development, ensure the promotion and protection of democracy, human rights, and fundamental freedoms for all. Through parliamentary diplomacy, our parliaments and assemblies will use the BRICS Parliamentary Forum and other means to participate in ongoing dialogue concerning the issues that impact our various countries. In the final analysis, we ought to ensure that the pursuit of the noble goals espoused by our countries is guided by the need to place the people at the center of our efforts. That the will of the people shall be expressed through the organs that are established to protect and advance their interests. With these few words, allow me, Program Director, to sincerely express our appreciation to our keynote speaker, the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. for setting the scene and for the sharing of perspectives, expertise, and experiences by the delegates to the 9th BRICS Parliamentary Forum. We appreciate his highlighting of key issues that we need to consider as we conduct our deliberations over the 2 days. I thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now an opportunity for a photo opportunity with the Deputy President. May I respectfully request all of us remain seated whilst there's a photo opportunity here with the Deputy President for the heads of the delegation from Brazil, China, India, Egypt, Iran, and United Arab Emirates. May I invite the team that will take photo opportunity to come forward. And I will request, as led by protocol, the heads of delegation . Thank you very much. May I request the Deputy President to remain. There is other heads of delegations who are sitting down, and I will request those heads of delegations to also join a photo opportunity with the Deputy President, the Speaker of the National Assembly, and the Chairperson. All heads of delegations who may be seated, please come forward. Thank you very much to the media team, and thank you very much to your excellencies, distinguished guests. The time now is 11 a.m. Thank you very much. The time now is 11 a.m. In our program, this will be time for tea. May I request that we respectfully remain seated and allow His Excellency, the Deputy President, and the leaders of the delegation to take leave of the stage as the Deputy President is ushered out. A round of applause to all of them. I'm trying to call you. Okay. Zokulanda. Please come forward. Zotata umemne ufune bathroom quickly. Ufune bathroom.
2. 2. Two. 1, 2. This is a mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2.
This is who we are. More than 60 million different voices echoing in harmony from the southernmost part of the continent, where ordinary people have carved their names in an extraordinary history by showing the world that peace is always better than war. Our reach is not limited by our borders, bringing joy in people's hearts and a spark of rhythm to their moves. This is the welcome home of opportunity, inspiring millions to look here in search of a better life, and sharing our best with the world. We are home to undulating mountains, flowers, endless seas, the beautiful animal kingdom, and the ever-changing seasons that color our world. We are the birthplace of humanity and the showcase of human excellence. We believe in South Africa. We are inspired by our victories of the past and our strong institutions to overcome the challenges of today and build a better tomorrow. This is who we are. South African. South Africa. Inspiring new ways.
This is a message by BRICS South Africa.
This is who we are. More than 60 million different voices echoing in harmony from the southernmost part of the continent, where ordinary people have carved their names in an extraordinary history by showing the world that peace is always better than war. Our reach is not limited by our borders, bringing joy in people's hearts and a spark of rhythm to their moves. This is the welcome home of opportunity, inspiring millions to look here in search of a better life, and sharing our best with the world. We are home to undulating mountains, flowers, endless seas, the beautiful animal kingdom, and the ever-changing seasons that color our world. We are the birthplace of humanity and a showcase of human excellence. We believe in South Africa. We are inspired by our victories of the past and our strong institutions to overcome the challenges of today and build a better.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, may I request all of us to take our seats. We are now ready to start our second segment of this session. Please, ushers at the doors, please close the doors so that we can start our second segment of the session. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa, in her welcoming remarks, you may recall she made reference to a very important document that was worked as a product of the first founding sessions of the BRICS Parliamentary Forum. Multiple sessions held in working on the document, and it is now ready to be served. And it's important to get a background around the engagements around it, leading to where it is now. For that session, I would like to invite Honorable Boroto, our House Chairperson in the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa, to take stage and preside over this session. Over to you, Honorable Boroto.
Thank you, Program Director, and greetings to all in the House. Let me greet the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mama Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, the Chairperson of the NCOP, National Council of Provinces, Tatuma Sonto, the Deputy Speaker, Tate Lichisa Zinoli, the Deputy Chair, Mam Lucas, and also acknowledge our speakers from our neighboring countries. I have seen Namibia, I have seen Mozambique, and others that are here. Presiding officers and representatives of BRICS Parliament, leaders of all the political parties in the Parliament of South Africa, members of Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, led by the Chief Whip, the Honorable Phemi Majodina, speakers of our provinces. I have seen some speakers of our provinces, our 9 provinces. You are welcome also. SALGA is also with us, which is another sphere of government. And I want to also greet SALGA, led by the President, Ubaba Utatu Stofile. Let me say, distinguished guests and everybody here. Honorable members, I remember in 2018, when we went to the inter-parliamentary inter-parliamentary union in Geneva. And the speaker there was very passionate about how this parliamentary forum is gonna work. And during that time, we had drafted, as South Africa, a memorandum of understanding where we had to invite all the BRICS countries on the sidelines of the IPU to discuss the issues that we really have to work on. The Honorable Speaker at the time was very passionate about this, where members discussed and were given an opportunity to go back to their countries and look at this memoranda and add on what they would want us, how they would want us to work, and maybe remove some of the things that they did not agree with. And we thought that was a step on the right direction. And this initiative became a foundation of why we are here today. So without even going in depth about this, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. And our next speaker is the former Deputy President of the country, of the Republic of South Africa, and also two-term Speaker of the National Assembly, former Speaker of the National Assembly, Mama Ubaleka Mbete, who will give us the background of history of the Memorandum of Understanding of BRICS Parliaments. Thank you, honorable members and guests.
Thank you, House Chairperson, Mama Boroto, Program Director, thank you very much. National Assembly Speaker, Honorable Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, Honorable Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Mr. Amos Masondo, Honorable Presiding Officers and Representatives of BRICS Parliaments, and this includes the new additions to the BRICS family, the BRICS community. I take this opportunity to also say welcome to all our people in those countries that are joining this family of progress for the world. Honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, good day to you all. It is my honor, as you heard Maburoto indicate to you, and privilege to stand before you today at the 9th BRICS Parliamentary Forum meeting. As we gather here under the theme of harnessing multilateralism and parliamentary diplomacy to deepen BRICS and Africa partnership for accelerated implementation of the Africa Free Trade Agreement. It is important to reflect on the significance of this momentous occasion. Perhaps more significantly, we should appreciate how far the BRICS Parliamentary Forum has come. Discussions on the need to establish a BRICS Parliamentary Forum date back to our first BRICS Parliamentary meeting hosted by Russia back in June 2015. My colleague chairperson of the NCOP then, Mama Thandi Modise, attended that particular meeting in 2015. It was at this meeting that we declared our intention to strengthen and promote contacts at the leadership level of relevant chambers, committees, and groups of parliamentarians, perform interparliamentary exchanges and regular expert consultations, and create and develop new interparliamentary cooperation mechanisms. A multilateral declaration of intent of the legislative organs of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, also known as the Protocol of Intent, to formally cement multilateral BRICS parliamentary relations was drafted and considered by our respective parliaments. But the text was never finalized or signed. And I caught up with the process when we were at the Geneva meeting that Maboroto was referring to, where we agreed on embarking on the formulation and subsequent signing of the relevant protocol as having been agreed to in principle in the initial meeting in Russia. So subsequent BRICS parliamentary and ambassadorial meetings also agreed to strengthen our interparliamentary relations at the multilateral level. When the South African Parliament hosted the BRICS Parliamentary Forum on the 16th October 2016 in Geneva, Switzerland, South Africa presented to the meeting a draft protocol on the BRICS Parliamentary Forum. During this meeting, as well as thereafter, our parliaments reiterated the need to formalize and define their relations. You may recall that numerous consultations on the draft protocol were held, finally culminating in the momentous occasion today, where the renamed Memorandum of Understanding on the BRICS Parliamentary Forum will be signed. I think that deserves a resounding round of applause. Colleagues, your presence here today, I'm your colleague, even though I'm retired. Your presence here today symbolizes the commitment of the BRICS parliaments to reinforce the bonds between our nations and strengthen the foundations of our collective partnership. By signing the Memorandum of Understanding on the BRICS Parliamentary Forum, BRICS parliaments are establishing a platform that seeks to streamline and coordinate our parliamentary contributions to the vision of BRICS. I firmly believe that such coordination will ensure that BRICS parliaments can maximize their parliamentary efforts towards complementing the work of BRICS governments in pursuing a more inclusive, just, and equitable world order. Honorable members, Africa's prosperity has always been a top priority for South Africa. Our vision of continental and regional integration, enhanced interconnectivity, and cross-border infrastructure development are critical components of ensuring a peaceful, stable, and prosperous South Africa and Africa. We are therefore very excited about the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, and the potential it holds for our continent. The AFCFTA is one of the flagship projects of Agenda 2063, Africa's Development Framework. The creation of the AFCFTA was approved by the 18th Ordinary Session of the African Union Assembly of Heads of State and Government, held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia in January 2012. Essentially, this free trade area seeks to create a single market for goods and services, facilitated by movement of persons in order to deepen the economic integration of the African continent. Honorable members, the AFCFTA will be the largest free trade area in the world, measured by the number of countries participating. The pact connects 1.3 billion people across 55 countries with a combined gross domestic product valued at $3.4 trillion US. It has the potential to lift 30 million people out of extreme poverty, the biggest headache in particular of African women. The African Union's adoption of its theme for the year 2023, Year of AFCFTA, Acceleration of the African Continental Free Trade Area Implementation, attests African leaders' commitment to ensuring the success of the AFCFTA. It is absolutely crucial for all hands to be on deck to accelerate the effective implementation of the AFCFTA, to fully benefit the African citizenry and achieve the aspirations and goals of the African Union's Agenda 2063. In this light, parliaments, those of Africa and of BRICS nations, also have a key role to play in contributing to the AFCFTA's success. As we embark on this journey to accelerate the implementation of the AFCFTA, it is important to recognize the significant benefits it holds not only for the African continent, but also for BRICS nations. The AFCFTA presents numerous opportunities for BRICS countries to strengthen their economic ties and enhance cooperation. Allow me to highlight some of the benefits. Market expansion, that's the first one. The vast African market the AFCFTA creates provides BRICS nations access to new consumers and diverse investment opportunities, promoting trade expansion and economic growth. The second one is enhanced trade flows. The AFCFTA aims to significantly boost intra-Africa trade, presenting BRICS nations with an avenue to increase their trade volumes and diversify their export destinations within the continent. Thirdly, investment opportunities. BRICS nations, as major investors in Africa, can benefit from the improved investment climate and the creation of a more predictable trade environment, thereby facilitating business expansion and deepening economic ties. The fourth one is industrial development. BRICS countries, known for their expertise in various industries, can leverage their capabilities to support Africa's industrial development, leading to technology transfer, job creation, and economic diversification. The next one is the infrastructure development. BRICS nations, renowned for their expertise in infrastructure development, can contribute by sharing experiences, investing in infrastructure projects, and promoting the connectivity agenda, thereby enhancing regional integration. The next one is knowledge and skills transfer. BRICS nations can contribute by sharing best practices, providing technical assistance, facilitating educational and training programs, fostering human capital development, and strengthening institutional capacities within African countries. The next is strategic partnerships. By collaborating through joint ventures, research and development initiatives, and technology sharing arrangements, BRICS nations can forge stronger economic ties and foster long-term win-win relationships. And last on my list, global influence. The successful implementation of the AFCFTA can position Africa as a major economic force in the world and amplify the collective voice of BRICS nations on global economic governance. By supporting the AFCFTA, BRICS countries can strengthen their influence collectively in international trade negotiations, promote a more inclusive global trading system, and advocate for the interest of developing economies. Honorable members, the opportunities the AFCFTA holds for our countries are truly limitless. As BRICS parliaments, you can contribute to the successful implementation of the AFCFTA through strategically streamlining your collaboration through parliamentary diplomacy among yourselves and with other actors beyond your group. It is through open dialogue, cooperation, and the exchange of ideas that we can find common ground and further solidify the significant progress the BRICS configuration has made. The MOU that will be adopted today is a major milestone step towards this goal. Together, let us harness the power of multilateralism and parliamentary diplomacy to deepen the BRICS and Africa partnership and accelerate the implementation of the AFCFTA and contribute to the prosperity and development of our nations and the world as a whole, but in particular, our poor people. That is what parliamentarians are about. We are elected by ordinary people in communities, in localities where we get voted for, and we must work truly and passionately for the interest of our people. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much to our House Chairperson who presided over this session. I would now call on Honorable Singh, the Chief Whip of the Inkatha Freedom Party in the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa, to provide a vote of thanks for this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much to our Program Director. I greet the Chair of the session, Broto. I greet my former Speaker and Deputy President, Mbeta. So good to see you, and so good to see that a dream and a vision that you had is going to be realized today. I'm very glad to have been asked to move the vote of thanks to Speaker Mbeta and Deputy President Mbeta, because I was one of the class of 1994 with her, and I also know that we walked these hallowed grounds when we were working on the Constitution during the CODESA days, and she was an active participant and also a spokesperson for the ANC at that time, Mbeta, talking about the progress being made in the drafting of the Constitution. So it gives me great pleasure to be here and to greet His Excellencies that are here, the presiding officers that are here, our guests from abroad, and of course my fellow members of Parliament from the National Assembly of South Africa and the NCOP, as well as members of Parliament from the other countries. Honorable Mbeta, I think this is certainly a milestone in reaching this Memorandum of Understanding today. But the Memorandum of Understanding must not just be nice words written on paper, on glossy paper. We as members of Parliament have a responsibility to give tangible expression to what is contained in the Memorandum of Understanding. It will require a lot of work and cooperation amongst all our parliaments within the BRICS family to ensure that legislation that we enact in our respective parliaments resonate with each other in terms of issues like climate change and other issues affecting particularly the African people of the continent. Madam Speaker, I can still call you Madam Speaker, just tomorrow, on the 1st of October, a carbon adjustment mechanism is going to be introduced by the EU called CBAM, in short. And what CBAM does, it's going to restrict the exportation of certain products from our African countries into the EU, which are carbon intensive. It's going to affect products like aluminium, iron and steel, and many other products. And I think we as countries within Africa have to be very alive to the fact that we will not be able to export these commodities in the quantities that we certainly do. So we have to find other markets. We as legislators have to find other avenues to ensure that Africa prospers and that we are recognized as a developing continent. We have great opportunities as a continent, and Madam Speaker, you have set the scene. As Honorable, our current Speaker, Speaker Ngakula said, and you, Honorable Broto, you were the driver of this initiative. And I think ours is to say to you today, as members of Parliament, and to get a commitment that we will not let you down in ensuring that over time, the objectives that you have sought in this Memorandum of Understanding are met. So on behalf of all of us that are here, I would like to thank you very, very much for this initiative, for this driving force. You continue to be a driving force in our country. You might have said that you've retired, but we know that you are involved in other activities that will promote this country, promote our heritage, and ensure that we are recognized. So thank you very, very much for your time, for your passion, for your drive. We all certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that vote of thanks, Honorable Singh. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, we will now break for lunch. So lunch will be served at the Galleria dining venue. As we proceed, you will be guided. It's Galleria dining venue, and it's close to the assembly outside. Allow me also, honorable delegates, to also indicate to those delegates who may want to utilize our prayer services room. The hotel has made provision for those rooms at the Met Court Hotel. For those delegates who may want to utilize rooms for prayer services, there is provision for a room at the Met Court Hotel. It will be room 109, and the keys may be collected at room 110. So the prayer room is 109 at Met Court, and keys may be collected at room 110. As I conclude this segment of the session, as a program director, I'm humbled to have provided programming services for this most important segment of our session. And with your indulgence, may I respectfully request that we return back to the Assembly at 13:30 sharp. And that program session segment will be presided over by the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Masondo. The session is now adjourned.
My bag is there, my baby water.
Structure kuthiza ngisasebhizanya basasebhizanyana mhlambe njalo ukholela after 1 hour ne. That's why the stomach is growing. Yeah, the stomach is growing. Hi, hi. What about you? Give you advice for next time. Oh, this so I can take easy. SABC mo lang, SABC. Oh, king ka onam? Yeah. Ano yung mga ganang lang ito? Ano nalin ito mo? Check. Oh, Manchester. Ito pa dito na. Bawal sila natin. Okay. This is nice. It's a good trip. How many minutes? Because it's all easy to do it. Kamu punya?
Oh. Yeah, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Are we good? Are we good, guys? Metsikia.